New day. Yes, Lord. It's a new. What's up with it, family? Coach 67 Sports TV in the building. I see you. My brother Brent Fox is in the building. I see you. New day. Salute to the homie Dirt Gang boss. I see you. Hey. Hey. New day. New day. It's a new. Yes, Lord. Y'all better be glad I can't sing. New day. New day. It's a new. You feel me? What's up with it, family? What's the damn deal, man? This is JuniorTheTruth. And this is indeed your Black Coffee Club live. Live, live, live. Live, live. Live, 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 man. I am indeed your host, JuniorTheTruth, man. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. Really, truly, genuinely appreciate it. If I had a million tongues, I couldn't tell it all. Salute to my brother Thomas Few Sr. in the building. What's up with you, bro? Salute to you. Florida Treese. My sister Treese is in the building. What's up with it, Treese? Salute to you, love. Hey, man, salute to y'all. Thank y'all so much, man, for making your way back to the Black Coffee Club live. Once again, I am indeed your host, JuniorTheTruth. I'm thrilled to have you here with us today, man, for a very exciting and deeply personal episode, man. And it's titled How and Why I Quit. You feel me? How and Why I Quit. Man, I am indeed JuniorTheTruth. You can follow me everywhere via social media. I can be found with the handle JuniorTheTruth. That's JuniorTheTruth. And that's over all the social media platforms, man, each and every one. If you're really looking for me, though, you can catch me over on the Simple Truth Network, www.thesimpletruth.network. JRTheTruth.com will get you there, though. But come over there, man, and come be around a gang of like-minded individuals, man. All of us in pursuit of getting better. Salute the main biker in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to my brother Stormy B-Man is in the building. The sensei. What's up with you, bro? All my sister Shawa. Salute to you, Shawa. Hey, I hope all is well, Shawa. Salute to you. Salute to the king. Salute to your children. Salute to everybody. I'm a back up. You know, I be getting fresh when I be talking to Sister Shawa. I'm gonna chill out because I don't want that man coming looking for me because I don't want no problems. You feel me? I don't want no problems. You feel me? Salute to everybody though, man. I really, truly, genuinely appreciate y'all, man. If I had a million tongues, I couldn't tell it all. None whatsoever. I'm gonna start though by asking you, have you ever felt stuck in a job or a working situation that it just wasn't fulfilling? You feel me? You didn't feel fulfilled. And it could be, throughout any time of your working history. It could even be now. But if that resonates with you, then you definitely here in the right place, man. Today, I'm gonna share my journey of leaving my career to becoming a full-time business owner and why it was one of the hardest but one of the best decisions I've ever made, man. So to all the loyalists, man, everybody who's always here coming in, giving that dope energy, man, salute to you all. Thank you for joining us again. To all of the people who are coming in and, this might be your first time seeing me. This might be your first time in here, man. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. If you feel so inclined, man, if like hanging out and being around here, hit the subscribe button, become a part of our growing community, man. And we're dedicated to personal growth and empowerment. And that's just that. Salute to everybody that's over on the Instagram. Y'all be on IG and incognito mode, so I don't be trying to blow up y'all spot. Salute to my brother Kano Local Sports over there. I do see you. He says salute to you, family. I really, truly, genuinely appreciate you. Salute to everybody over tuning in via the Junior Truth mobile app as well, man. Thank you all so much. I really, truly, genuinely appreciate you. Salute to my brother Kano Loco TV, man, for pulling double duty. What's up with you, bro? Salute to you, man. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. I was just thinking about you the other day when they talked about that shooter in Orlando, and I said, shit, I know who they didn't run across. And that's what I said. I said, man, they was down there in Orlando acting a fool. I know who they didn't run across. That's on my soul. I know who I know who they didn't run across. Salute to the brothers UK in the building. I see you. What's good with you, bro? I ain't seen you in a while, man. Is you a cop, Jay Reed? Are you the what y'all call the cops in the UK, bro? Y'all call them the bobbies? Are you the bobby, man? You the bobby police? Are you the bobbies? Are you the bobbies? Don't y'all call them the bobbies? I think y'all call them the bobbies. Are you the bobbies, bro? Is you a cop, Jay Reed? Are you the Jakes? Salute to my brother, the Brothers UK, man. Salute to you, family. I hope all is well, man, with you. I hope all is well with your tribe, man. All right, so man, he said, nah, we call them the police, bro. Nah, we definitely call them the police, bro. They not called the bobbies. I thought they was called the bobbies. Y'all, well, I'm gonna call them the bobbies because it sound better, bro. Is you the bobbies, bro? He said, nah, man, we call them the police, bro. You tripping, June. You chipping, bruv. You tripping, bruv. But man, salute to y'all, man. And thank you all so much once again. And you already know, man, we're gonna have a ride, but before we do, we definitely gotta get it.
One, two, I've hustled harder than most. I'm a beast on these streets, got a revolver I tote. For these niggas trying to take me off the block where I post. Up dailies, sip Baileys out the bottle and smoke.
I can't even understand. I can't even begin to explain to you all what that intro does to me. Like I cannot. I do not have the ability. I do not have the words. I do not have the verbiage to explain to you what that intro does to me, man. That might be one of the greatest that might be one of the greatest pieces of media content that I've ever put together. You feel me? Like it might be the only one that, man, the greatest ever. But anyway, thank y'all so much, man. Once again, let me reiterate, man, the Black Coffee Club Live is all about personal development, community empowerment, and engaging conversations, man. It is indeed for us, by of us, and it's for everybody, man. I try not to put an age, a race, class, or creed on it. It is indeed for everybody. You understand what I'm saying? Today we're gonna dive into my personal story, man. Dirt Game Boss said truth. He said truth. Every time I hear the intro, I'll be ready to hit the ground running, big bro. Salute, family. You already know, man. Yes, indeed. My brother, the Brothers UK says Bobby is a short name for Robert. The police force was started by a man named Robert Peel. Oh, so that's why y'all called it Bobby. Okay, my brother Stormy B Man said that looks like black culture being represented there. Junior the Truth, yes sir, yes sir. That's all I know. My brother Kano Loco Sports says caught hell finding the chin, shaking my ever since I had to start from scratch. Oh, that's why I ain't seen you, Kano, because we couldn't find the yeah, man. It's rough, man. We just gonna keep on pushing though. Y'all go be sure to go subscribe to my brother Kano Loco TV, man. If you haven't done so, be sure to go subscribe to my brother Kano Loco TV. I'm not sure if I'm subscribed to the new channel, so I'm gonna get right on that. Actually, I can do that from my phone. But man, let's get into it. Let's get into it because I don't want to be long, but I definitely want to be strong. So I want to dive into my personal story, man, of leaving my traditional career path and truly embracing business ownership. It wasn't easy. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't easy for sure. And this is all me prefacing it. It wasn't easy. I was forced to make a very m- um difficult decision. You know what I mean? I faced a whole lot of doubts and fears, of course. But I just remember one day, and it almost came like to a specific moment. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was sitting in my office one day. Now it kind of rolled out. It rolled out in phases. It rolled out in phases. So the very first phase, I was sitting in my office and I was just like, man, I need to do something more. You know what I'm saying? Because I was working and I was being challenged at work, but I was coming through all of the challenges with flying colors because I had changed my career path. So my original career path, well, one of them, I've had several careers, but I worked in as a chemical dependency counselor and I worked in a correctional setting. So I worked in a prison. And I had a lot of things that I was doing. And there was a lot of I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. So I was very protective of the inmates. Like, I was very protective of the residents at the facility because there were a lot of people who worked secure not security, excuse me, corrections officers, administration, even the clinical staff, counselors or whatnot. There were a lot of people who worked there who were not in the right spirit. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't have the right spirit on them, and a lot of them had become what's called precipitating factors. And so what that means was every time the residents saw them, the inmates would see them, the residents, every time the residents saw them, there would be anxiety. People would get upset, they would be unnerved, so on and so forth. Well, I'm a person where, I've always been a common sense person. And so common sense, I realize, is not really that common. But I'm a common sense person, and we're in a facility where you have easily we probably had somewhere just shy of 300 residents. You understand what I'm saying? On in three different areas, right? But it was just shy of 300. Well, a full staff, if we do operations, a full operation staff is two it is not even, it might be 8 people. 8 people is considered a full operation staff for a shift. Now, any given time, you have clinical staff there as well, which clinical staff is like another four, 12 top, another 10 tops. So you might have a full staff of 20 people, including clinical staff, including operation staff, right? Well, we're dealing with 300 residents. So in my mind, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but if at any given time they decide to get on that Boosie badass and set this off, they can, because the numbers have been, are, and are forever in their favor. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to incite nothing. I'm not trying to insinuate anything. For those people who are listening from, because we do have listeners who are currently incarcerated. We have people who support the platform who are currently incarcerated. I am not a person that I'm not trying to incite anything, but this is just me really truly telling you the truth. And the truth is, I don't understand. I never understood going in there and acting like a jackass toward the residents who were already in a difficult situation. You feel me? And I'm also one of them people where I'm from, where a lot of them are from. You know what I mean? Either them being directly from my neighborhood or me being, it's all the same. You feel me? it's real where you are, it's real where I'm from, it's real where you're from, it's real where I'm from. You feel me? So I understand that. And so I also understand that I am just one decision away from being on the other side of that situation. So I was never a person who tried to um become uh per, become I wasn't a hard I didn't try to be a hard ass unnecessarily. You feel me? I was always direct, I was always straight shooting, and I was always fair with the residents, with my, people who I was responsible for, their caseloads and so on and so forth. And I also worked in operations as well. So anytime I dealt with the residents, I was always fair, I was always respectful, I always led with respect, and I always got respect, and I always got a lot of love as well. So, but anyway, so I saw that, and when I saw that, it made me want to do more. So I wanted to do more to really help shield and protect the residents really from themselves, because it was a lot of residents who were like just in a space where they like, man, I'm finna go head on and crash out. You know what I'm saying? And they were like, when they see this staff person, like I'm really at him. You understand what I'm saying? I'm really at him. And I've had several situations where I, talk them down, I de-escalate situations and whatnot. So anyway, I took on a lot more roles within the facility to try to kind of help shield and give and have a positive impact on as many as the residents as I could. So I was in there teaching. I was teaching classes. I was doing what was I teaching? I taught anger management classes. I'm a person with anger issues. I have anger issues. And I was teaching anger management classes. I was teaching recovery or addictive thinking classes. I was criminal thinking classes. I was teaching parenting classes. Like I was just teaching a whole lot of different classes to help. And I also helped usher in a program that would help the some of the residents who were being released or getting close to their release dates, helping them to transition to go directly to the community college, because the majority of them, I made that connection, and the majority of them were Pell eligible. So going to a community college when you're eligible for Pell Grant means everything's pretty much going to be free. Okay, cool. So, but I took on a lot. And so I was doing a lot. So I got a lot of these different skills. I also was the conflict not conflict resolution, I was the, what did they call it, I was a nonviolent crisis intervention trainer for the whole facility. So I trained all of the staff on nonviolent crisis intervention. You know what I mean? And I had to get like nationally certified, and I had to go to like these different trainings, and I had to go get recertified from it was called NVIC, from this organization who actually issued this certification. And what it was basically trying to figure out how to de-escalate situations without them turning violent. You know what I mean? So anyway, so I was the trainer for that. So I had all of these different skills, you know what I mean? I had all these different skills, and I was doing a whole lot of different things. And I also was working with people who were coming in, who had companies who were coming in as consultants, and they were consulting with the company, with the facility, and they were doing different services and so on and so forth. All right, cool. So I wanted to make a transition, because if you grew up in my era, we grew up in the different world era. And so I always wanted to, and I loved, for the most part, my college experience. And I always, in the back of my mind, wanted to be a college professor. I wanted to work in the realm of higher ed. So I started trying to make the transition from, now mind you, I didn't work my way into a really good solid career path working in the criminal justice field. I'm getting regional, statewide and regional awards, and you know what I mean. I'm on my way to getting, nationally and worldwide recognized worldwide. Also, happen to have an aunt who is one of the most prolific people in the world as it relates to criminal justice in that field. And so, I'm, getting positioning myself to kind of, get over here and work with my aunt. You know what I mean, if you will. So anyway, um, so I'm I want to make this transition and work on a college campus. Okay, cool. And so working in the higher ed. So I start, applying and, making this transition or whatever the case may be. So, all right. So I finally um start getting interviews for jobs in higher ed. Right. Now here's the problem. Me coming into higher ed without any higher ed experience, direct experience outside of being a student, different, student, uh, different student positions and stuff that I might have held. Also was an athlete, different, organizations that I was a part of, yada, yada, yada. So needing to make that, trying to make that relevant, but also all of my experience that I had working in the realm of, in the realm of corrections, having to try to make that transferable. So I was able, so I found an institution, and I'm gonna allow the institution to remain nameless, and they were willing to well, I had a couple offers from a couple institutions. It was one that I was really, moved to. I liked the environment. It was small. They had a lot of, they were dealing with some difficulties, you know what I mean? And I felt good. And the vice president was the person who sealed the deal for me. So I had met with, like the dean of students was the person I reported directly to. He was my dog too. He my dog too. But so I was reporting, directly to him. But in the interviewing process and shit, it was like, talking to him, it was cool. But then when I got to the vice president and I talked to her, and I researched and I realized who she actually was. And for her to take the time to, talk to me, and I'm talking about who she was like on a global scale, you feel me? And she reaching out to me, really wanting me to be a part of her team. You know what I mean? And there was a problem though. This was the problem. The problem was I was making too much money. I was making too much money, man. I was making too much money. A lot of parts of my career, a lot of parts of my life, rather, in my professional career, I would double dip. So I would have a position, and then I'd have like two full-time positions. That's how a way I stayed out of trouble. You know what I mean, with regard to being, in the streets and running around as a young man. Plus, I was a father at the age of 25. So, um, but I had two full-time jobs, you know what I'm saying, for a long time. And then I had just got to the point working in the correctional facility where I didn't need to work and have two full-time jobs. They paid me enough to, for me to stop working two full-time jobs, basically. You know what I'm saying? But I'm working, two full-time jobs. You talking about 45, 45 here and 45 here, and and I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? And I'm working, I'm busy, I'm out the way, I'm stacking because I don't really have time to spend money. You feel me? And when I do spend money, I'm doing what I do. I had a loft apartment in downtown, so I'm, chilling. I'm down there with the people that got bread, if you will. I ain't got no bread, but I'm down there with them, so on and so forth. So anyway, the problem was I was making a lot of money. And so the vice president got together with her team, and they put together a package for me that got me very, very close to what I was making, on top of the fact that, it was me working in higher ed and me wanting to go out and build out this career in higher education. Me moving from the correctional setting to higher ed was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. I'm not gonna hold you. It was one of the best decisions I ever made with regard to my professional life. Okay. So I went and I immediately got to work. I immediately started, trying to have an impact and building and networking and building relationships all over the country, yada yada yada. Like it was like instant. Like I fit right in. And it was funny because I never had any experience working in higher education, but I was able to go over there and make it work because I'm a hustler, homie. Salute to Joe Delaney. I see you in the building. What's up with it, Joe? Jared 11 Green. What's up with you? Star City J. Salute to you, homie. Shaquila Fields in the building. What's up with you, sis? Um, so anyway, so I get over there. Now, um, I'm gonna kind of blow through all the rest of this, You know what I mean? But I've established my career in higher ed. My first institution started having some financial troubles. They were a private, faith-based HBCU. They started having some financial issues, as a lot of them do. So I ended up switching or moving to another institution that was in the area. That institution was just as bad, if not worse off than the institution I had left, especially with regards to, just kind of their practices and things that were going on. It was also HBCU. Um, and so I was there, and the funny thing about it was I was there for a total of, I think I was there for 2 months. I was there for 2 months. And after being there for 2 months, I got an opportunity to move to one of the premier research institutions in the area for sure, and or in the region for sure, and probably the country. And so I got an opportunity to move to that institution. They hired me, you know what I mean, made me an offer I couldn't refuse. And so like I left the other institution after just 2 months, like easy money. So this is the first lesson. The first lesson was I came to the realization in my time of moving, throughout working in human services, and then moving over and working into the realm of corrections, and community corrections, and then moving into higher ed. The thing that I realized was that I worked for me. Like, I worked for Junior. You feel me? My company just signed the checks. You understand? So if you work at Apple, like, no, Shaquila, really, you work for Shaquila. Yeah. Shay Girl, you really work for Shay Girl. Apple just signs the checks. So if they're cutting a bigger check across the street and it's more lucrative to your career, you got to roll. You feel me? One of the things that we do professionally and that we've done, and one of the things that's been done to us, is we get in this space where you can't leave your job. You got to stay there. You got to get them 3 to 5 years. Do you know how long 3 to 5 years is? Do you know how long 3 to 5 years? Do you know how long 2 years is? That's a mighty long time to give somebody 5 years of your life. You feel me? That's a mighty long time. And if you're talking about somebody that's 25, then you're talking about that's a fifth of my life. You feel me? So, um, I don't. So you work for you. That was my first lesson. I work for Junior. Maybe this ain't for everybody. Maybe everybody can't. Everybody's not going to apply this. But for me, I realized, and I adopted the philosophy that I work for Junior. The university just signs the check. If that university is cutting a bigger check over there and is more in line with what it is that I'm trying to do, then I got to roll. You feel me? Because I'm about progressing my career. That was my first lesson. Okay. So anyway, and so I moved over to the new institution, and it was cool, and it was everything was everything. Like, it was cool. I was growing professionally. I was everything that I had done at the previous institution. I brought it over because I had to do a lot of building the plane while we were in the air at the previous institution. So these people at the new institution is a little bit more established, and I'm coming in with this innovative energy and the things that I'm having to do, and they're looking at me like, my God, you feel me? But the job that I was doing at my new location was so much more so much more of a controlled environment than what I had did at my other institution. My other institution was the fucking wild, wild west. And so I'm coming over here where the environment is cool, the streets is clean. All I got to do is this little piece of the puzzle. Shit, I'm cool. You feel me? And so I was then able to tap into more innovation and build more things. So at this point, I realized that I had a whole bunch of skills. Like I told you, I had taught classes, I had, had done budgeting, I had done trainings and so on and so forth. So I had a bunch of skills, and I felt like it was time for me to start to try to do a little bit more, but not a little bit more in the standpoint of doing more at the institution, which I had did. I did more stuff at the institution, but I made the decision then that I needed to launch my company, and I needed to do something where I could own it. You feel me? And I would just do it part-time because I started because I started making relationships all over the country. And so I had people when I would have conversations, and then they would come to the institution that I was at and see the work that we were doing and see work that I had did and so on and so forth. Well, they wanted me to come and train their staff on the work that I did. So they wanted to do some cross training. You know what I mean? And I came to the conclusion that I didn't want to do cross training with regard to the institution because they own it. I wanted to do cross training with regard to I wanted to do cross training with regard to me actually owning it. You feel me? I'm Felix. I was Felix Nunez messed me up, so I was thinking at that time, bro. I was right around 30. I was right around 30. This was like 2000. This was like 2009, 2010. So I like 30, 31. And so I made this decision that I wanted to launch my company. You feel me? Like now I'm gonna go ahead on and launch my company. And when I go do these trainings and stuff, I'm going to do them under my company. So I launched my company. My company's called Team Robinson and Associates. The original structure of my company was it was a consultation firm where we've specialized in training, organizational training and development. It morphed from the organizational training and development to me offering support services for small businesses. So helping people with their small businesses get things up and running and launch. So that was like the original model. But originally I was just going, and people would reach out to me and I would go out. I'd take time off work. Sometimes I would have to, but a lot of the times I did a lot of local stuff where I could just drive to the institution, and I could go to the institution after work or whatever the case may be, or I could be real innovative with my time at work and then go and do these trainings and development or these training sessions or whatnot. But when you go and you do a training, you got to feel me on this. So when you go and you go and I do a training session, and I remember the very first one, I went and I did a half day training set. Was it a half day? Yeah, it was like a half day. It was like a 8 a.m. to lunch. You feel me? Did a half day. So it's like 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? And so I did the training, and I had my flash drive, PowerPoints, everything I needed printed up. They printed up for me, all of that kind of stuff. And it was like I got like, I think I want to say I got like $600 check for that half day training. It's like $600 check for me going and talking to people about stuff that I knew how to do. You feel me? Because I had did it, and me giving them the information so that they can take the information and go apply it to what it is that they do. And it was a $600 check for like 4 hours. You feel, and it wasn't really 4 hours because you got breaks in there. You got time where we, talking and kicking it, so on and so forth. And so when I did that, I was like, whoa, like this is really a thing. You feel me? This is really a thing. And so then it kind of morphed from there, and I really got dialed in, and I got serious about training and development. You know what I mean? And so much, in fact, that one of the perks for working in higher ed at the most of the colleges and universities in the country is that your tuition is free. You understand what I'm saying? Your tuition is free. So I decided that I was going to go ahead on and get grad school knocked out for free while I was working. You know what I'm saying? For the institution or whatnot. And so started that, yada, yada, yada. Long story short, I ended up transitioning and going to another institution, still, working and having my company, and whatnot. Got a promotion, went to a different institution, still climbing the ladder. But the thing was, I have made these relationships all across the country because I've worked and I joined these professional development organizations. One of them is called ACPA is, oh shit, I can't remember, American College Professional Association, I think is what that stands for. But I joined ACPA. I yeah, I just told the story last week about me being in Boston and going to where Bobby Brown lived. Like I was at an ACPA national convention. You feel me? So I was really active in the ACPA, built these relationships, would go all over the country for events and so on and so forth. Did a lot of professional development, a lot of student training, a lot of things that I did just, working within that field. So my name is my name. And so no matter where I go, my name is still gonna be my name. You understand what I'm saying? So I went to a different institution, started working there. And this was the point where I started to realize that I really could do more. You understand what I'm saying? Like I really could do more. You know what I mean? I really, really could do more. I ended up working at that institution for 1 year. I worked at that institution for 1 year. And what happened was, see, I have this thing where when it's time for me to move, and this is me speaking spiritually. When it's time for me to move, the gravel starts to get agitated. You understand what I'm saying? Like the gravel starts to things start to get uneasy. Stuff, it don't feel good. It's not, I feel like it's not a good fit. I'll start noticing things around. I start noticing policy changes. I start noticing different structural changes, things that really truly make me uneasy in a professional environment. So that is my gravel getting agitated. And I was only there a year, and I was like, all right, I need to move. You know what I'm saying? And so I ended up getting an opportunity for once again another pay increase. Now every time, like I'm talking about these pay increases, but like and when I say pay increases, I'm talking about my pay going up, doubling, 50%, 75%. Like I'm just getting more bread. You see what I'm saying? So this time I go to a community college because I've never worked at a community college. All of my colleges and universities have been 4 years. So I go to a community college, totally different situation. But the money was whoo. So I go. And um just like before, I have a whole lot of skills. People are looking at me like, oh, wow, a whole lot of skills. I learn fast. I immerse myself in the environment. I don't do as a leader. I don't do a whole lot of talking. When I first get there, all I do is acclimate myself to what's going on. And I acclimate myself to what's going on. I get the lay of the land, you know what I mean? And that's pretty much that. And in doing that, I'm able to have a position of power. Salute to my brother Supreme Beast Boxing Talk, because I can soak it in knowing what it is that I know. You know what I mean? And I can soak it in, and then I can figure out how I can best be impactful. Okay, cool. So I'm at the new institution, but I'm still continuing to build up. I'm still continuing to build up what it is that I'm doing. And now this institution is it's a state community college. It's a community college state system, and it's in the state of Kentucky. And so it is a statewide community college system. So their benefit is that I can go to any state institution for free. Any public state institution I can go to for free. So I ended up attending the University of Louisville because of the program that they had. You know what I mean? Now, granted, my other institutions, you could go to that institution for free. Like you could go to that specific institution for free. Well, this one, they had a whole network. So it's like 60 colleges where I could go and I could choose from. So I chose the University of Louisville, obviously. You know what I mean? And so I ended up doing graduate school and doctorate work at the University of Louisville. And while I'm doing that, I actually I'm continuing doing what I do with my with the training and development, training here, training there. You know what I mean? Go get a check here, go get a check there, but I'm only doing it part-time, you know what I mean? Because I'm working, you know what I mean? And I'm in graduate school as well. A lot of things transpire in my life at that point in time. A lot of changes in my life at that point in time. But this is the point where I started creating content because I was my chair of my department that I was in for my this is for my master's and doctorate. They're in the same department. But the chair was talking to me one day, and she was like well, and I was in athletic, my graduate work was in shit, it's athletic administration. Salute to Be About It Farms. What's up with you? Salute to the guy. So it's in athletic administration. And so I'm in these classes and she's talking to me and she says, well, do you talk sports? Do you podcast or anything? And I was like, no, you know what I mean? I don't. And she was like, what? And I was like, no. And then she was like, you should. And then she literally sent me on a mission to go podcast. And then she was on me for like probably about 2 weeks. Like every time she saw me, like, you start that podcast yet? You start that podcast yet? Did you start it yet? She's like, no, you definitely should be podcasting. And creating content. And I'm like, and she literally was the reason that I started it. And that is where, you know, Junior the Truth came about. And that is when I started originally podcasting. My original podcast was strictly focused on sports. And it was an opportunity. It was me trying to give a voice to an under and misrepresented group of athletes. That was the whole purpose of Junior the Truth and my Zone podcast when I first started. And it's since kind of morphed because one of my credentials is from the University of Louisville, is in organizational leadership with a specialization in training and development. So I literally create trainings and create set training sessions and content and I do organizational assessments to help organizations become better. You feel me? And I took those same concepts and I applied them to people. And so I do the same thing and I offer similar services to individuals who are, you know, launching small businesses, yada, 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 yada. So I get my master's degree done in my doctorate program. I make another change as far as work and I go to my last spot and I'm at this job. Oh no. Let me jump back before I jump the community college. Remember, I said something to you about my gravel being agitated. So I left after a year. It was kind of controversial when I left. It wasn't really a good feeling, but it was what it was. It was something I needed to do. I was gone. It was about 3 weeks I was gone. They had a new president come in. The new president totally eliminated my area that I worked in. That's lesson number 2. You got to go with your gut. You got to go with your gut. Don't go against your gut. When you dialed in and you're locked into a situation and your gut tells you what your gut tell you, don't go against your gut. All too often we hold on to these jobs, we hold on to these positions, we hold on to this stuff until you can't hold on no more. You understand what I'm saying? Think about all the people who worked in the automobile manufacturing industry. And think about all these cities that get ramshacked. Think about when they had those changes and things were taking place and people understood and their gravel was getting agitated. Think about how many people held on to their own demise. You feel me? Total, I'm talking cities, whole cities being ravaged, their economies being destroyed. When your gravel starts getting agitated, man, you got to pay attention to that. So anyway, but I'm at my last institution and I'm there, and it was just that whole. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna just be blunt and salute to them. I really truly appreciated that I was there. I don't even think I was there a year. I was there under a year, just under a year. It was a complete clusterfuck. It was some stuff that was just kind of just thrown together. Now they paid good, but it was some stuff that was just thrown together and a lot of it was a mess, and it was a place that where I absolutely did not fit in. And at this point I'm realizing that I don't like working with people. I don't like working for people because I have experienced these situations where I would report to people who I didn't really feel like they were good leaders. I worked under people who felt like or I knew didn't know what they were doing, and they made my job a lot more difficult. And I just really felt like if I'm going to be using my skills and my attributes and everything that comes with me, and I'm going to go all out, because if I'm a part of it, then it has to be successful, or I'm gonna go out trying to make it successful. So I decided that it was time for me to really do what I needed to do and get out on my own full time. Like I told you all before, I believe that everybody has a physical product, they have a skill or idea that they can monetize, like everybody. You feel me? And I also feel like if you can get out and you can make $1 doing something, then you can make 10, because it's all about scaling. If you can make $1 doing something, then you can scale it up and do the things you need to do to make 10. You feel me? And if you make 10, you can make 100. If you make 100, you make 1,000. You feel where I'm going with this? If you make 1,000, you can make 5. It's all about scaling and scaling what it is that you do. And so in the midst of all of this hard work and me pouring myself out and doing everything that I was doing at these institutions, and I'm not going to badmouth the institutions, I'm not going to badmouth my career, but there was just a lot of things that were going on where I just felt unfulfilled. And I felt unfulfilled because I realized that I didn't own it. You feel me? So it was a whole lot of, doing work and not getting rewarded for it, and filling in and being a team player. And I remember one specific instance where there was a job that was open, which was a promotion from what I was doing, and I filled in and did the job for the better part of a year. Like I literally did the job for a year, in addition to the job that I was doing. And they posted the job. Finally, after me doing it a year, they posted the job, and when they posted the job, they didn't even give me a motherfucking interview for the job. They didn't give me an interview. I didn't even get an interview for the job. And they hired somebody, salute to her. They hired somebody who um came in and then tried to continue to have me doing the job. Like it was craziness, man. But anyway, yeah, so it was a lot of that, you know what I mean? And just really truly feeling unfulfilled. Salute to Tay Tay. I see you pulling double duty. Thank you so much, Tay Tay. Um, and so I decided, man, it's time for me to go ahead on and make this decision and get on out here and kill what it is that I eat. It became clear to me that I needed to pursue something that was in line with what it is that I believed and with my values. Also, not to mention, there's a lot of times in working in these professional entities when you have to do things that are against your values. You feel me? We can be clear, like if y'all gonna tell the truth, let's tell the truth. When you're in a professional capacity, there's gonna be a lot of things that you have to deal with that are not in line with your personal values. You're gonna have to immerse yourself in things that aren't necessarily aligned with what it is that you value. You know what I mean? Um, and it takes a very strong person to be in those places and stand in the fold and not go against your values, and be intentional with what it is that you value. Be intentional with demanding the appropriate amount of respect for your values, man. And so I happen to be that person. I happen to be that person in a lot of those spaces. So I would find myself I wasn't just a get along to go along person. I wasn't just a yes man or none of that. I was a person that will push back. If something ain't right, it ain't right. I'm gonna push back. If it's something that I feel like I'm not supposed to be doing, I'm not gonna be compromised at work. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be compromised, because if you can be compromised, then you can be compromised. You feel me? And so that's just kind of where I was. So a lot of us, I know we get in these positions where we find ourselves in jobs, the jobs pay the bills, you know what I'm saying? But they don't really do it for you. You understand what I'm saying? They don't really do it for you. And then I'm here to ask you, like, well, what about you? You feel me? What about you? What about you? What about finding that thing to really truly give your life to and immerse yourself in it? What about that? We go through our families and we look and we see people who just work, 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 stop working, and they die. And that was it. And the one thing we remember is, yeah, they was cool. We had fun here and there. They worked. Nah. And then especially when you in a situation where work is totally disconnected from your work was disconnected from your job. You know what I'm saying? And long story short, I knew I was cooked because we had a all staff meeting, and in the all staff meeting, it's like all of the administrators and stuff from the university, and I was there. and I was one of the new ones because I hadn't been there a year. This is the very last job I had. And so the president of the university is there, or the college, it's a community college. She's there, and she says, so she's going around, and the new people have to stand up. It's like 4 of us. And then she asked me, everybody's talking, and they're like, yeah, I'm just so happy to be here, because that was one of the questions. Why are you happy to be here? Yada, yada, yada. So I'm, talking, I introduced myself, my area, what it is that I do at the college. And then I said, well, I'm not sure if I'm happy to be here or not. You feel me? Because there was a lot of things that were going on with my area that was very tumultuous. It was very I don't want to throw them under the bus, but it was some stuff that was going on that shouldn't have been going on. And I'm not sure that I was happy to be a part of that environment. And I said that in that all staff, and the president was startled. You feel me? Then so I leave the meeting and I go back to my office. By the time I get to my office, my vice president is calling me. Like, well, what was that? What was that? And I'm like, well, what are you talking about? You're like, you know what I'm talking about. So she's attempting to check me for what I said in the meeting. Y'all know checking me is, especially when I'm not wrong. That's not that don't really fly too well. So, we had the exchange that we had, and it was that specific moment where I knew and I understood, man, I'm not coming back to this. You feel me? I'm not coming back to this. I'm not a monkey. I'm not finna do the song and dance. I'm not finna show my teeth. I'm not finna skin and grin. I'm going to really do what the fuck I want to do, when I want to do it, with my life, with my skills, with my abilities, with my passions. And that was the moment for me where I was like, man, fuck no. So I made it right then and there, that decision, when I was got off that phone with her. Man, I ain't working for nobody else. You feel me? I'm not working for nobody else, because, and then it just started hitting me. You know what I mean? I lost my father. My father died when I was the age of 30. Right around the time when I decided to start my business, my father had died. And I watched my father work, and my father work. A lot of ways, a lot of times I seen my daddy working 7 days a week, 12-hour shifts. My father worked. He was a working man. My father worked. My father's job decided that they were going to send his job. He worked there 30 years. He was the shop chairman. He was the president of the union, all of that stuff. And they decided, he was a leader at his job, and they decided that they were going to move their operation overseas. And my daddy went to work one day, and the doors was closed. You feel me? Doors was closed. Put my daddy in the streets. My father died shortly after that, at the age of 50. When my father died, I didn't inherit a piece of what he built for that company. I didn't automatically get ushered into a position in that company. There was nothing. There was nothing. So I realized that when it's all said and done, my children are going to have what I build. My children are going to have only what I've spent my life doing. That's all they're going to have. They're going to have memories, you know what I mean, and so on and so forth. But as far as the tangibles, they're only going to have what I spend my life and what I have given my life to. So I had to get busy building. Now, at this time, my son was here. So I was probably 40 at this point, when my son was about 30, 39. Because my son was like on the way, like actually, when my son was born, I was on my way out the door, and it was in the summertime. My son was born in July, and so I didn't go back for August. You know what I mean? And I just happened to have a student group who was out doing a tour, and I was responsible for like coordinating this tour and whatnot. And so I was going to where they were, making sure they were straight and stuff. And my son was born, and is still in the hospital and going through all of that. So yeah. And I made the decision that I was never gonna go back. And it was very, very difficult. You understand what I'm saying? It was very, very difficult. But at that point, I realized I had to overcome my fear and overcome my uncertainty. I had to overcome that, being able to work and, being able to depend on, because when you go to work, you know that, hell, um, you know that with work, you know that work is gonna be there. Like, your check is gonna be there. It's gonna come. It's gonna be consistent. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Like, those things. Um, it's a different vibe. It's a different vibe when you kill what you eat. You know what I'm saying? When you have to eat what you kill, it's a different vibe. It's definitely a different vibe. Um, quitting a stable job, man, to start a business though is terrifying. And I'm not going to suggest it. I will say the one thing that I know is that the best time for anybody, if you are a person who's going to be starting a business, the best time to start your business is when you have a job. You feel me? But I also learned that the fear, that's just like a natural part. You know what I'm saying? It's a natural part. And I really worked on reframing my mindset. So instead of focusing on what could go wrong, I began to really focus and lock in on what I was doing right. And I really tried to emphasize, those things. And I started really truly taking, calculated risk. I had started taking different calculated risks. You know what I mean? I really don't want to. I don't want to, because it's gonna sound like, man, it's gonna sound bad. It's gonna sound bad. But once I decided, man, that I was gonna quit, you know what I mean, and I really decided. I made a plan like immediately, and that is how I started implementing, because I figured out that I needed to have multiple streams of income. And so one of the streams of income, in addition to, I had the content creation that was starting to produce income. I also had the training and development, component that was producing, and the consultation that was producing income. And then I jumped into the field of logistics, just on the humbug, jumped in the field of logistics because I realized I love to drive. You understand what I'm saying? I can pick up some stuff. You know what I'm saying? I can move some stuff around. I love not really being around a whole lot of people all the time. And I just love my freedom and my ability to move around. And so that's kind of how I jumped into logistics, because logistics is kind of like it's almost like an ATM for me. You feel me? It's almost like an ATM, because I can get out here every day and make money. You know what I'm saying? I can get out here and get on my van and make money, or I can get in my car, make money. Hell, I can get on my motorcycle and deliver stuff and make money. Um, and so it was one of the things that I incorporated into what I'm doing with my company. You feel me? Um, I would that was when I realized I had to have multiple streams of income. And so that was a part of my plan. I put my plan together and I went out, and here we are. You know what I'm saying? Here we are. And that was 2000, and what was that? Shit. 2016, I think 2017, and 15. No, that was 2017. And here we are. My brother Tfu says if I could go back, I would leverage my job to acquire assets to pay my living expenses first. Then I would leave the job and build the business. Don't put that type of stress on yourself. So he said he would use the job to leverage the job to acquire assets, if he could do it all over again, to pay his living expenses first. So use his job, leverage job to get assets like a rental property, I don't know what, Airbnb, I don't know, something along those lines. Get you some assets that will pay you a living wage. Hell, you can do, there's ways that you can there's ways that you can shit, create some investment accounts that pay handsomely. Or you could acquire a company. You could have, used that job to acquire a company, and build up some residual. My brother Tfu says, don't y'all forget to drop $1 in that Cash App. Hashtags support the movement. Salute, bro. I appreciate you. Man, the Cash App is the what did I do? I messed up. The Cash App is where'd it go? It is, man, I am messing up. No, it's the banner. There we go. There we go. The Cash App is # Junior the Truth. Thank y'all so much. Really, truly, genuinely appreciate everybody for showing support and showing love. Let me get over here and look, man. You know, y'all be over here in incognito mode and y'all don't be leaving messages and stuff, man. But thank you all so much. Y'all was out there doing the fool over the weekend too, man. I really, truly, genuinely appreciate you all. Thank you. Um, thank you so much. All right, so but once again, I put my plan together and then I just kind of executed my plan, and then that's where we've been. You know what I mean? That's where we've been. Anyway, I gotta go. We're at an hour. I gotta go. I was only supposed to be in here like 45 minutes. But ultimately, what I realized, I'll say the main components that led to me launching my business and becoming a full-time business owner and quitting my career was one, realizing the importance and my need for freedom and autonomy, and my need to be able to operate in a space that is not in conflict with my values. It was also my need to actually be able to build something that is tangible for my generations to come, and to really work at creating generational wealth and ownership for them, because I realized the importance of ownership. I think that's the last lesson I'll say, is that what is this, like lesson 3? Ownership is everything. So I realized the importance of ownership. And so um and then it was just, I didn't ever want to um I didn't ever want to go through my life any longer feeling unfulfilled. You feel me? The work I do now is so fulfilling, it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's so fulfilling, it's ridiculous, man. So fulfilling, it's ridiculous. And that's it. Salute to my family over at Rolling Clouds, man. He said, ain't nothing like owning your time. There's nothing like owning your time, bro. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. So yeah, man. So that was it. And that is how I came to being here. And now that I'm here, I gotta go there. But salute to you all, man. Thank you all so much. Really, truly, genuinely appreciate y'all. Once again, the Cash App is # Junior the Truth, all one word. Thank you. My sister Shaw will put it in the chat. Thank you. Ravens Nations, what's good with you, homie? Salute to you. Salute to y'all, man. I really, truly, genuinely appreciate you. You have absolutely no idea. None whatsoever, man. Salute to everybody that shows love to the Black Gentleman Grooming Company. We do have a line of all natural handcrafted grooming products specifically with you in mind. So be sure to come check us out. www.theblackgent.com. That's www.theblackgent.com. I don't know if people even do No Shave November no more. We didn't do a No Shave November promo because I'm not sure people even do No Shave November anymore. You feel me? So we stopped the madness. We had to stop the madness, but salute to everybody that shows love, man, to the company. Really, truly, genuinely appreciate y'all. This is Junior the Truth, man. I am signing off, giving you your daily reminder to view your life like a paradise until it looks like a paradise. View your life like a paradise until your life looks like a paradise. I'm a Ohio-born player made. If you don't know anything else about me at the end of the day, I got to keep pushing, baby.
We offer the best grooming products for you. Yes, all natural and handcrafted too. We wanna help be your swagger, style, class, and luxury. We make our products tailor-made for you with high quality. Yeah, so get in style with the Black Company. Grooming Company to give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah. The Black Gentleman Company to give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah.
Located at www.theblackgent.com.